It was blistering hot afternoon. The Sandman looks happy with his smile plastering on his face as he gets to shine his brightest light to the beautiful huge forest. Suddenly, his attention turns to Mr. Rhino and Mr. Lion, who are both about to cross big rocks on the river from opposite sides. Mr. Rhino is walking to cross the rocks from the left side, while Mr. Lion is walking from the other side to cross the rocks too. Mr. Rhino looks sleepy while dragging his feet slowly. Mr. Lion looks arrogant. Although they are neighbors, they don't really like each other. As soon as Mr. Lion realized, he stopped when they both are reaching in the middle of the bridge of rocks. Mr. Lion shrugged with his frustrated facial expression, looking at Mr. Rhino, who is still stepping lazily on the rocks. Mr. Rhino finally realized when they bumped onto each other. His big tummy bumped on Mr. Lion. He is shocked and started to feel annoyed seeing Mr. Lion. They are both thinking how to cross each other. Both of them are big in size to cross, and they would not want to fall into the river. With arrogance, Mr. Lion tries to get to the other side by pushing Mr. Rhino. Mr. Rhino tries to balance himself. Mr. Lion keeps pushing Mr. Rhino to the left and right. Mr. Rhino getting more annoyed when Mr. Lion keeps doing what he wants. Then Mr. Lion gestures with his index finger while pointing to go back there on to cross to Mr. Rhino. Mr. Rhino was shocked as he was told to give in to let Mr. Lion cross first. Definitely he would ever give in to the most arrogant neighbor. Mr. Rhino folds his arms to signal that he would not do that. Mr. Lion frowns. Mr. Rhino then gestures back to Mr. Lion to let him pass through. Of course Mr. Lion won't do it. Mr. Lion gets very angry. He roars at Mr. Rhino. Afterwards, Mr. Rhino and Mr. Lion fight in the middle of the bridge. Baby Panda and Baby Elephant have been observing the two neighbors fighting. They are tired of waiting. Then Baby Elephant light up fire on a small wooden log, while Baby Panda picked a very sharp twig. Baby Elephant approaches Mr. Rhino from the back and burned his back. Mr. Rhino face turned red as he felt something burning on his back. Mr. Rhino jumped and screamed in pain. Mr. Rhino jumped off to the river to get his burning back filled with water. Whereas, Baby Panda approaches Mr. Lion from the back and pokes his back with the sharp twig. Mr. Lion suddenly jumped up and fell to the river as he is in pain. Both now Mr. Rhino and Mr. Lion are wet in the river. Baby Panda and Baby Elephant now are feeling so satisfied with what they have done. However, they just realized that they need to cross each other. Both are thinking of a solution. Baby Elephant got an idea. He bends over and stretches out his trunk towards Baby Panda so that Baby Panda can climb over his body. Baby Panda happily climbed on his body and hopped off. Now both Baby Elephant and Baby Panda are elated as they can finally get to cross each other. They turn back and wave to each other before they leave the bridge. The Sandman is blissful of what he has just watched and learned an important lesson. It takes only a person to take initiative. Being stubborn and so defensive unreasonably won't benefit anyone. The end.